get you some technical opinion now. Over the weekend, I was at the investor conference in Amritsar, and I caught up with Atul Suri, who says that in the near term, there will be a bit of a downside because of all these factors like elections, but you can expect a very strong run in the markets post the budget. Take a look.
We are in a short-term corrective phase, but it does not change the overall bullish view that I have in the market. There are Delhi elections, and then you have a budget, etc. You have global markets which are going through their ups and downs. So this is causing a little bit of short-term panic, which I think would probably take the Nifty down to 8,300 or thereabouts, plus minus a few points. However, I still, as I said, I reiterate that it's a correction in a larger bull market. I think that post-budget we would hopefully see a much stronger run. The bigger game is going to be in companies that have, actually, or sectors that have come out with some set of decent numbers. I think IT really stands out. I think pharma will still hold out. The risk that you have is the play that you're playing on a revival story. And that's where I think your whole cap goods and your infra plays. So that's where I think the question is out. And that's where I would be a little cautious. Because if things don't materialize and the numbers are showing that things aren't really being delivered, we could have a little bit of an elongated pattern. I'm actually quite happy that we are going into the budget light. Whenever if we build up huge expectations and we have a huge run up, and then if the budget disappoints, even a wee bit, you get slammed really hard. But if we do correct before the budget, and you do have a budget which has some pleasant surprises or is not disappointing, you make a case for a run up.
All right, so that's an expectation that if you get into the budget light, then there are also a chance that there's more scope to buy. At the moment, the markets are pretty downbeat, and it's results related and ARP related stocks that are taking it on the chin. DLF down 4.5%, Tata Power down 3.25%. And among results reactions, it's GAIL that's taking it very badly with that 54% drop in profit. GAIL is down 4.2%. The other stocks that are doing badly are BPCL, understandably, as crude gains 10%. Over the week, you're seeing a bit of a nick in this stock. Also, keep your eye out on L&T. L&T is actually at the lowest point of the day today. It has been receding continuously today and stands now about 2.5% lower. Results are due today, so things can still go any which way for that stock, but that's a very, very trader-active stock. That's how the heavyweights are placed, and the mid-caps at this point in time are a tad better. It's about 1% lower, and it's 1.2% lower as far as the Sensex and the Nifty are concerned. Let's get Deven Choksey in to tell us how the traders are looking at the markets today. Deven, good morning. Well, the ARP victory is now almost a given. Is this the kind of negativity you will see in the markets, or do you think the markets will lose more steam as the results are seen as the first challenge to the BJP?
Good morning, Lata. Well, I think the possible victory of ARP may have some amount of immediate reaction as far as the market is concerned, because I think some nervousness would come in. But if you, and the market would start analyzing this particular aspect, I think if one looks into it, that in Delhi there are three power centers, the center, the state, and then a municipality. I think with the center so active in Delhi, I think the state is a relatively less role to play, as I would call it. And at the same time, I think the municipality would have a larger hold because of the implementation of some of the initiatives. So to a greater extent, I think this particular subject is known to the market. Maybe at some point of time it would be realized. The pressure would get shifted to ARP, I think, because they are committed for a lot of freebies. So obviously, I think that is an area which could be the center of attraction thereafter. But my reading says that after the results are out for the election, I think the market would be more looking towards the budget and the budget-related proposals coming out from that side. And that's where I think one would be developing the eye on what BJP delivers in this full budget after 9 months.
Deven, hi, morning. Let's talk about some stocks now. Apollo Tyres is getting thrashed today. It's down 15% after its weak numbers. But what would you do with that name now?
Not sure. I think what would I do with that stock? Because honestly, Sonia, I think there are many other companies which are available in the market where the fundamentals are far more convincing. The prospects are far more convincing and the better looking. They be in the NBFC space, they be in infrastructure asset ownership space, or they be in some other consumption space where I think the companies are looking much better. And I think one could possibly try and consider good quality stocks in this corrective downside of the market.
Okay, Sun TV delivered a good set of numbers, up 15%, the profit that is, and the stock is up 7%. Would you do anything with that stock?
Not really. I think within the media space, we have a coverage largely on the network 18 and TV 18, so I think we'll stick to those companies.
Okay. Just one word on your expectations from L&T today and what you would be doing with that stock.
It's an opportunity, according to me, I think, to consider this stock in the portfolio should the market give corrective downside in this particular company. From the expectation point of view, the results are likely to be, I think, on a year-over-year basis, having a better as far as the profit performance is concerned. And the revenue performance, I think, might remain in the double digit, close to double digit. The profit performance might be, I think, much more smarter with the expansion in the margin coming up. At the same time, with the new order book positions and the new inflow of orders, would probably drive the market momentum. We believe that I think this stock, since it is under correction, I think gives an opportunity at lower levels to buy in the portfolio.
Deven, what's your hunch? How much lower can the market go in this spree of negative news from, say, corporates and politics? And what will you be buying in this dip?
8,500 holds a good amount of base at this point of time on the Nifty. And market is little around that level only. I think so. Obviously, I think we would consider 8,500 as the first base where the market should face the support level. I don't think that the market would probably go down big time, I think, from that level. But I think should it go down, then maybe a couple of 100 points. But otherwise, I think 8,500 should be a good support. As far as the addition in the portfolio is concerned, again, I think as I was making the point earlier, the NBFCs, some of the banking stocks, some of the infrastructure asset ownership stocks, including port and the power generation assets, would be the preferred choice. Some consumption names also would remain within auto, I think, because they are corrected. So they certainly would look at those companies as well to add to the portfolio.
Okay. So within the, apart from the names that you mentioned, from the frontliners, is there anything from the banking space that you would be recommending at this point? Because today we are seeing signs of rebound in names like PNB, Axis Bank, etc.
Comfortable, Sonia, with some of the frontliner banks within the private sector as well as public sector. And I think given the size at which they are operating, and given the possibilities of credit growth reviving in these banks, I think with their loan book portfolio could possibly give better opportunity. Could include the names like SBI within the PSU space and within the private sector bank, continue to hold preference with HDFC Bank. And also, I think, like the IndusInd Bank from the investment point of view.
Okay. Are you shorting anything, or would you advise short on, say, PSU banks?
Look, I don't know how to short the market, honestly, being an investor.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Deven Choksey, thank you very much for joining us with your thoughts. So 8,500 expected to hold in the markets. Actually, if you looked at the options data, that very much indicated would be the situation, because I think maximum amount of open interest was accumulated in the 8,500 put as in the 9,000 call, and the 8,500 put was selling at about 66 rupees. So 8550, 8560 was always expected to be defended in the first round, and that has gotten defended as of now. But let's see whether the markets can hold on, especially after the L&T results come in. That might be seminal, actually even more important than the GDP numbers, the L&T numbers.